You wake up at 3 in the morning. Nothing woke you. No sound. No dream you remember. No reason at all. You lie there in the dark, your mind unusually clear, quietly wondering what is wrong with you. Here is the strange part. For most of human history, nobody would have asked that question. In the late 1990s, a historian named A. Roger Ekirch was researching night in early modern Europe. He was not studying sleep, but in diaries, court records, medical guides, and old novels, one phrase kept appearing where it made no sense to him. First sleep. Not sleep, first sleep. As though there were a second one. Then it appeared again. And again. In French, premier sommeil. In Italian, primo sonno. Ekirch eventually collected more than 500 references across centuries and languages. What they described was this. People went to bed soon after dark. They slept a few hours. Then they woke on their own, calmly, and stayed awake for 1 to 3 hours. Then they slept again until morning. Nobody explained it, which is exactly what makes it convincing. You do not explain the obvious. It was simply the shape a night had. And that middle hour was not wasted. People prayed. They talked quietly to whoever was beside them. They tended the fire, visited neighbors, made things by candlelight, and they thought about their dreams. Waking directly out of sleep puts you closer to a dream than you ever get again. It has not yet dissolved. In a world without artificial light, that was the 1 hour each day when a person sat alone with their own mind, with nothing to do and nowhere to be. But old documents only tell you what people wrote, not what their bodies were doing. Maybe they were simply bored in a very long night. So somebody tested it. In the early 1990s, a psychiatrist named Thomas Wehr at the National Institute of Mental Health gave healthy volunteers 14 hours of complete darkness every night for weeks. No lamps, no reading, just darkness. Before electricity, that was not an experiment. That was January. After the first weeks, their sleep split in two. 4 hours asleep, 1 to 3 hours awake, 4 hours asleep again. Nobody told them to do this. Nobody had told them the phrase first sleep existed. Their bodies did it alone. And they did not describe it as insomnia. They described something calm and unhurried. Blood samples showed raised prolactin, a hormone linked to quiet, restful states. It was not a failure of sleep, it was a third state. But this is where the explanation starts to break. In 2015, a team led by Jerome Siegel at UCLA tracked sleep among the Hadza in Tanzania, the San in Namibia, and the Tsimane in Bolivia. No electricity, no alarm clocks. They did not split their nights. They slept in one block, around 6 or 7 hours. So segmented sleep may not be humanity's ancient default at all. It may be what human bodies do when nights become very long. A northern European winter delivers 15 hours of darkness. Nobody sleeps 15 hours. Something has to fill the gap. Near the equator, night is close to 12 hours all year, and there is no gap to fill. Your sleep is not broken by comparison to something lost. The pattern was always flexible. Then the nights changed. Street lighting spread. Interior lamps improved. Evening became a place where things happened instead of a wall you hit at sunset. Bedtime slid later, the available darkness shrank, and the night compressed into one block because there was no longer room for anything else. By the early 20th century, the phrase had vanished from ordinary English, not disproven, just obsolete. Something else took its place. Not the waking. The panic about the waking. You wake at 3. Your body is doing something human bodies have done calmly for centuries. And then a thought arrives that no early modern farmer ever had. Something is wrong with me. Your heart rate climbs. You count the hours until your alarm. You reach for your phone and light hits your eyes at the exact moment your body was preparing to drift back down. The waking may be ordinary. The alarm about it is barely 2 centuries old. So tonight, if it happens, notice what you reach for first. Nothing woke you. No sound, no dream you remember, no reason at all. Or the oldest reason there is, that a human being alone in the dark with nothing to do has always been a perfectly normal thing to be.